Okay, basement, week 2. Last time all the frames were done. So now this week was all about drywall and other soundproofing materials. It was another 3 days of construction, so let's take a look. So this is what it looks like with all of the sheetrock up. You can see, if you look on here, it was 2 layers. So the first layer is QuietRock, acoustic sheetrock, and you can see that sheetrock alone has 2 different layers to it, and there's a soundproofing compound in the middle that absorbs frequencies. But then on top of that, we have the regular drywall. So hopefully that's adding enough mass. And then behind both of those, you can see we've got this rock wool. So sheetrock, rock wool, air gap, because this is just a single piece, it's hollow behind there. And then on the other side, we've got more rock wool again, acoustic sheetrock again, and regular sheetrock. The room wound up being 16 by 10, which is a little smaller than I was hoping for. I was originally hoping that we could have had these walls on the other side of these support pillars. So they would have been like here, and then the support pillar would have been right on the end, which would have given us another foot or so. But, you know, it is what it is. The air conditioning lines are the main thing I'm afraid about sound getting through. So we're gonna see how that goes. But fortunately, it's not going straight from the one room to the other room. It's a fairly long path. I intentionally had him put this opening pretty much as far as we could from the control room. So the path that it takes is it starts up here and then travels along out to here and then down and then back to the other room where it exits at pretty much the far corner back there. So because it's a U shape, it takes longer for the sound to travel, obviously, more reflections. It's not gonna be perfect. You know, the grates I'm getting should seal up pretty well, and I'm hoping actually that most of the time the grates can remain closed because it's a basement, you know, pretty well insulated. You know, I can use a space heater in here in the winter too, so I'm hoping that only on the hottest days of the summer I'll actually need the HVAC open. But yeah, air conditioning and having it not leak too much sound is always one of the trickiest things in here. Let's take a look at the other room. Back through more boring areas. Obviously still a lot of mess going on here because work just completed, so there's still some stuff hanging around. One thing I didn't touch on last time is that this weirdo closet is because we have a sump pump in here. One of the main challenges with having a basement studio is moisture. So there was a sump pump when we moved in, but it was only for half of the basement. It only covered the rear wall on that end along through that corner of the house where that closet is. It did a pretty good job, but on the heaviest rainfall days of the year, there was a little bit of moisture happening. So we totally ripped out what was there, did an entire perimeter sump pump, and now there's 2 of them. We've got this one in this corner, which is why this little closet is here, and then there's one in the other corner, all the way in the opposite end of the basement. Originally, the idea was that because this was at an angle, we were gonna do a little tiny closet over here too for symmetry in the control room. But when we actually got it framed out, it just wound up being a little too small. Like this room is 12 by 10. So didn't want to cut in here because we want to have a couch here. So this should still be big enough to put like a 75-inch couch. So hopefully we can still get 3 people sitting on here. The other main challenge in a room this small is just having enough room for everything to sit. You know, I was talking about last time how I want to be able to have people sitting on a couch, but then have like a pedal board or 2 here. Although, you know, guitar player tracking might be more like over here. But, you know, my desk, I actually have had to do a lot of desk shopping to find something that's going to be small enough. One of the challenges being the clearance of the door because it has to swing this way so it doesn't hit the ducts. So originally I was looking at more of like a 60, 70, even 80 inch desk covering this entire window. But the problem is it would just be too wide. It would be going out to here, a door swing it open would slam into it. So now what I'm looking at are mastering desks, which are more of like 50 inches wide. That should give the clearance that we need for the door to open, and to just, you know, when your room is 12 by 10, just every little bit of floor space is at a premium. And even then, planning out bass traps next, you know, we're gonna wanna put them in the corners, but this isn't quite 2 feet, which is a pretty standard size. So what's probably gonna have to happen is that the bass trap might have to go out another like inch or 2 over this window if I were to do like a, you know, a 2 foot by 4 foot here. And this one is like 2 feet and 1 inch. So it should fit fine on this side, but I might actually have it bleed over by the inch or 2 on this side too, just for symmetry. And then on this corner, can't exactly do a corner bass trap here, so I might just put one on the door and then one in this corner. And in theory, that should be enough, considering that this room is pretty small, but we'll see how it goes. So yeah, that is pretty much it. All the drywall is up, so now it comes down to cleaning up the place, putting down floors, and I'm gonna be really curious once this window is up and once these doors are up to see how effective the double drywall with the air gap actually is, or if some of the other little compromises that you have to make in a space like this are gonna counteract that, but we'll see.